we're all struggling with record workloads. The IIJA and the CHIPS Act and Inflation Reduction Act has just put a lot of money in the system, and a lot of it's come in the infrastructure space. We layer on top of that, which I would consider the headwinds, is we've got these kind of historic workloads. It's a very competitive talent market for our subject matter experts and scientists and engineers that work in this space.
Hey everyone, it's Bob Crossan. I'm the editorial director for Wastewater Digest. I'm joined today by John Henderson. He is the CEO of HDR, actually the recently appointed CEO of HDR, coming from the president and COO role. But John, thank you so much for being here. We're going to talk to you about HDR and what's going on for 2024 in the future.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. I'm glad to be here. Thanks.
Yeah, so I guess first things first, obviously we cover water and wastewater industry and primarily municipal, but what are some of the things that you expect to see in wastewater when it comes to trying to capture revenue? Where do you see those growth opportunities in 2024?
Yeah, so I think again, probably like most of our industry, we're just seeing growth just purely from population growth. So just being able to add capacity to different municipalities, different water authorities. Also, in those areas where we're seeing a lot of water scarcity, municipalities are helping or trying to find solutions to maybe lower cost solutions to reclaim water, to some of the water recycling, just better uses and better techniques for water, and then maybe more efficient disposal of nutrients and some of the stuff along those lines. And so, like most of our firms, we're following where our clients are taking us there. We're following where a lot of the funding is, and I think that's what we're seeing, kind of for the larger scale stuff. We're also helping our clients out with some complexities with regards to just providing water with regard to the PFAS regulations, and then of course the lead and copper rule, helping everybody kind of wrap their brain around that and what the next steps are, putting together comprehensive solutions and master plans for dealing with that. And that's they're complex solutions, but that's also driving our revenue. So we're just trying to make sure that we're prepared to support in the best way we can in those spaces. So.
Yeah, you mentioned those complex solutions, the PFAS equation, the lead and copper rule. There's a lot of complexity with those types of things. Do you consider those to be kind of the primary or biggest headwinds that as you're looking into 2024, or are there other things that you're also realizing might create some struggles for how your business can perform?
Yeah, so I think again, across our industries, I talk to our counterparts. We're all struggling. We're all struggling with record workloads. The IIJA and the CHIPS Act and Inflation Reduction Act has just put a lot of money in the system, and a lot of it's come in the infrastructure space. A lot of us have been out writing grants and helping our clients kind of posture well for those. Where we're starting to see the money in the system now, we're starting to see that transition into projects. And with that, we layer on top of that, which I would consider the headwinds, is we've got these kind of historic workloads. It's a very competitive talent market for our subject matter experts and scientists and engineers that work in this space. And then our clients are also dealing with inflation. We're dealing with increased interest rates, and that's kind of creating some hiccups on being able to on cost escalation for some of these projects. So as I look at dealing with headwinds, we're trying to get after ensuring that we have the talent available to take on and deliver the work that we signed up to and deliver it well. I think we have the talent to deliver. I know our team will continue delivering well like we always have. But when you got this much of a workload, you want to make sure that we're making sure we're meeting our clients' requirements and expectations along the way. And I know that's a challenge for both of us. And I say both of us, for all of our industry, is just making sure that our workload and work balance stays in check. It's good to grow. It's not good to grow too fast, right? So
Yeah.
that's where we're kind of throttled a little bit. Sometimes we have to say no to projects out of respect for our clients to make sure that we're able to deliver the stuff we do sign up for.
Yeah. It's a matter of finding a level of stability, right? That's really
Well,
the key.
absolutely, and the demand signal is strong. There's a number of things out there right now that's allowing us to grow. It's a great market to be in. It's a great a great number of market sectors to be in with the water. And you throw coastal resilience in on top of that. There's a lot of things for us to do, and so we try to just act with integrity and make sure we sign up for the things that we can put a good team for. And if we can't do it well, then we'll take a pause and say, we'll try again next time when we can do it well. And that's and really that's moderating our growth, right? So
Hmm.
it's making sure that we grow in a way that, like I said, we can continue doing what we've always done, which is taking care of our clients along the way. So.
Yeah, yeah. So what about like some larger trends that are going on in the industry, both nationally or even globally for that matter? Do you anticipate certain things are going to be driving business? Like some of the buzzwords I feel like I hear are decarbonization and greenhouse gas emissions. You got the waste to energy stuff is seems to be growing in popularity. Obviously, nutrient removal is becoming a big issue for a bunch of different states as new regulations are being pushed down. Are there big trends that you're seeing in that regard too? Are you hearing similar words?
Yeah, absolutely. So all that's true, right? I know our clients are struggling with water resources challenges, with in addition to all that, with the water energy food nexus. I
Hmm.
know the reclamation stuff, being able to recycle water and reclaim and do kind of this high performance water, enhanced water treatment, so to speak. That's another big area where we're seeing for growth, especially in the Southwest United States, where that becomes very important. And then we're, with just the complexity of the work. And I'll use the coastal resiliency discussion, which goes much broader than water, but because it's on the coast, there's always a water component to it. There's always a coastal component to that. With sea level rise and some of the impacts that coastal communities are seeing because of that. And then, of course, some of the increased intensity of storms and the number of factors there. Um, we're seeing more opportunities for advisory services and program management just to help our clients think through the long-term complexity of some of these wicked problems. We can't address the impacts to a community because of sea level rise with project by project transactionally. Just because somebody has salt water coming up through the stormwater drains, we can go fix that one project and fix the problem there. But really, there's probably a whole series of projects that needs to be done over 50 or 75 years to ensure that as the community grows and as we understand the projections of these impacts, that we can be there as an advisor, as a technical advisor, and maybe a program manager and those types of things to really take a look at these long-term complex wicked problems that aren't the same from community to community. It kind of depends on where you're at, what the geology is, what's going on there. And that really takes a multifunctional approach. That's where it's much bigger than water, but a lot of
Hmm.
times the issues really start off in a water market sector, right? Coastal hydraulics and where the rivers are flowing in and some of those riparian areas. But then you look at it, it's a much bigger infrastructure problem and a much for our clients that have cities or military bases and stuff like that. They're right on the coast. It
Hmm.
turns into a pretty wicked long-term expensive problem. So that's one of the trends we're seeing, and we're trying to make sure that we have the right people on board for and the right expertise, and that we're able to be there and help our clients as they need it. So.
Yeah, that's really fascinating. We hear about coastal resilience a lot with our stormwater publication as well. So very focused on that element. But you did mention a couple of different regulations at kind of at the start, talking about PFAS and lead and copper rule. How are you guys positioned to address those systems for your customers and those regulations for your customers? You said that that is kind of a big focus of trying to break down those complexities and make them easier for them. How are you guys trying to approach that?
Yeah, so a couple innovative things, right? So first on the lead and copper rule, I think first of all, there's some requirements our clients have to meet just to ensure that they know what the universe of the problem is.
Hmm.
Where they put pipes in the ground, what they're characterized, what the materials are, and make sure there's a log and a library of all those. And how you address it comes later. So, but everybody else, it turns out it's kind of a big data management problem, data collection problem, and
Mm.
logging. And so we're actually helping our clients in a couple of ways with I would say some advanced technologies and ways to do that quickly, do that probably more accurately than humans are going to be able to take, old, uh, you know, old log sheets or old maintenance sheets or whatever records that they have from when they originally put these systems in and converting that into a usable, searchable, secure library that's accurate. So that they know where they may have problems with lead and copper, and then they can kind of prioritize the work going forward. We think that that type of being able to integrate, let's say AI or the data
Hmm.
analytics, the data management systems. We're not a data analytics company. We're not an AI company. However, being able to leverage those technologies in support of our clients and something that might take months or years to do, to go collect all that data and get it into usable form, we can do that in a matter of days or weeks. It saves them money, it saves them time for being able to comply, and we can get after starting to put together solutions. And so that's one of the ways, we're working to be able to take advanced technologies and leverage that in support of our traditional services.
Mhm.
As you know, if you've been following the PFAS problem for the last couple of years, that's really become a wicked problem. In one of my previous jobs with the Air Force, it was a significant problem with the Air Force, and will continue to be
Mhm.
an issue for anybody using the AFFF firefighting foam, so municipal airports, fire departments, and then just the fact that it's ubiquitous in our environment. So we've hired some key people who are helping us helping us be able to better advise our clients. And then we've always just had a very robust environmental reclamation practice to go out and help clients do the characterizations that they need for any kind of PFAS contamination. Take a look at the groundwater geology or surface water geology, if it happens to be surface water or soil contamination or whatever that is, and then help them design solutions and long-term solutions in accordance with CERCLA or RCLA or whatever regulations
Mhm.
that they need. And we've essentially put together the whole cross-functional team that can help with the characterization, the evaluations of solutions, the permitting, the interactions with the EPA or whatever their regulatory authority is, and then make long-term monitoring and all that stuff. We've tried to put that together in a holistic package. Kind of back to your previous question, just helping our clients work with what are very complex, long-term, sometimes expensive challenges, and be able to do that throughout the entire project lifecycle and have those capabilities. So we put together we've put some investments in place for that. We are, I would say, retooling, but we're making sure that we have the ability and the people and the project management expertise to take our clients through that entire cycle, whether it's dealing with a lead and copper issue, whether it's dealing with the PFAS issue. And we've been doing this for years, right? If you take a look at other emerging contaminants or other times we've had these kind of environmental challenges, we've gotten very good at that. We were talking about some trends that go along with that. I think what's maybe changed and all that now, I think there's a bigger focus on environmental justice and equity. And then our clients, because of those other two things, our clients are looking for some more sophisticated help with just the strategic communications and interacting with the public, getting feedback, and all those types of things. Again, we're not a public relations firm. However, when it comes to um, interfacing and getting feedback from the public, making sure we're helping our clients meet their environmental justice goals. We have that strategic communication teams on board that also has the knowledge and experience in our business that can help translate that to the public and help support our clients that way. So we're seeing that as another kind of big growth area for us, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
that gets
Just,
back
just
to
just adding on to the complexity that you've already described, right?
And so I think we talked about trends. The complexity of the regulations are actually kind of adding towards the trends of where we're seeing our clients ask for some more assistance and more help. And so that requires us to be able to adapt and change and grow and bring talent on board that can deal with that complexity. Which
Yeah.
brings you back to the headwind. Everybody's competing for the same talent because all of us in our industry are helping our clients through similar issues. So
Yeah, for sure. Well, but last question for you. We've talked about a lot in the water market. We kind of want to focus in and hone in a little bit more on HDR specifically. What are some goals that you have, not only for yourself in the position that you now find yourself as CEO, but also for HDR? What directions and goals do you have for yourself and the company?
Yeah, I just start off as for the team. Eric Keene and I have worked together the last few years, and we're working together through the transition. He stayed on as the executive chairman of the board here for another
Hmm.
year in kind of a mentorship capacity, which has been really helpful for all of us, and we're glad he's stepped up to do that. We worked in 2022 to put together our 5-year strategic plan, the next version of our 5-year plan. So really the goals for the company are in that plan. And so my goals as CEO is to make sure that those stay on track and make sure that the actions we're taking move our business forward and are relevant. So in that regard, some of those are, we talked about the headwinds for talent. Just making sure that when we do for our employees who are with us, they don't see the need to leave because we've done some work to enhance kind of create a meaningful employee experience here, whether that's career growth, whether that's the opportunity to master your craft, whether that's professional development, and leadership. We're an employee-owned company, so there's just a sense of ownership in everything we do. That's just a different dynamic and a different culture that will continue to work and enhance. And so those are the types of things that's made HDR very successful for 106 years. Those are the things that'll keep us successful for the next 106 years. But as a strategic initiative, just like everything, these things get complex, things change, and we just want to make sure we stay ahead on that. So really a focus on our talent and our employees, the talent that we're recruiting, and then just the retention of that talent, so people find a family and a long-term home here. I mentioned that huge workload, and I know everybody in our industry is dealing with that right now. A lot of us have record backlog, and so just making sure that we can deliver that backlog with the same level of excellence and quality that we always have. And that's just going to take an extra focus because there's a lot of it. Our people are a little bit stressed because they're working hard, and our utilization rates are high, and all that's really good for business. However, our main focus is making sure that we're delivering quality solutions to our clients every time, so making sure they're meeting their expectations. And so, so there'll be a little bit of a focus on just this idea of exceptional project delivery this year, and making sure that just because we have a huge backlog, and just because the talent market's really tight, that we don't have some kind of a slip there, or we don't let our reputation for delivering quality projects slip just because of that.
Yeah.
And then I talked a little bit about the technology stuff, but to be honest, we've been putting a lot of efforts, a lot of investments into integrating advanced technologies into our traditional meat and potatoes, engineering and architecture work. So whether it's water, with the modeling software, we've made some huge investments into data centers and high performance computing centers so that those models run more efficiently and quicker, and so that our practitioners have the tools that they need. We've made a lot of investments. We've made investments in people and subject matter experts to help us with not just our own data management, but with the data management needs for our clients, the data analytic needs for our clients. To your point, that as we were talking about before, sometimes our engineering solutions have a lot of these other things that come along with it that lend itself to a better solution, maybe a quicker solution, and something that's better for our clients. And then in some cases, like most companies right now, we're looking at those areas where AI can really help us with our back shop, and then how we run our business internally. And then we've had a few cases where our clients have wanted to partner with us to take a look at some of their applications for AI for some of their data management problems and some of their wicked problems. And it's really exciting to see what those things are producing at this point. So I'll say all that to say is we talk about kind of bigger strategic goals is keeping that technology integration in with our business, and then being able to adapt and progress and keep a competitive edge in our markets, keeping the people we have here because it's a great place to work, and maybe even attracting some more people, and then just making sure that the absolute core of our business, delivering great projects, whether it's architecture or water, transportation, that we continue to do that and maintain true to our core and true to our reputation and our culture. I think as CEO, I would say on a personal level, I don't want to. It's the things I don't want to change, right? Eric and I talk about this idea of doing a no drama transition. When the company's doing good, we're just doing a normal due course transition of leadership, making sure that we're doing that very deliberate and thoughtful way. And then making sure we do it in a way that preserves our employee ownership culture. That culture at HDR is really kind of a magic, I'd say, our secret sauce, so to speak. It's unique to HDR, having a broad-based employee-owned culture like that, and then a business structure where we're able to loan and borrow our talent and expertise across all of our cost centers. That really brings us together as a team. That helps our employees feel like they own the work that they're working on. And I think the thing that we don't talk about a lot is the fact that when we're all working on the same team and we have an aligned commitment, through a share price, or we all have a stake in the success of the business, then not only do I really care about and pay an extra attention to the work that I'm doing from day to day because I don't want to let the team down, I also care very much about what my partners are doing to the left and right, and other cost centers and other business groups and other geographies. And if they need anything to be successful, then I'm absolutely going to help them, because we're all in this boat together. We're all business owners together. And that is such a fun culture to be a part of. That's the culture, the doer seller culture, this idea of having a depth of technical expertise and owning our business that's made HDR so successful for so long. I know that's going to be the secret to our success, for the next 100 years. And as far as personal goals, I don't want to change that. I don't want that to change just because we transitioned leadership. I don't want that to change just because we're growing, at a pretty rapid pace. All those are great things, but those things also kind of, your culture can get lost in there. So, one of my endeavors, one of my goals is to ensure that we preserve that and ensure this employee ownership model, as we continue to grow as a company, stays solvent and in a good spot, and which is kind of the reputation and culture of HDR. So that's kind of where I see my goals here the first year. So
Yeah, holding those core values still at the core, right?
that's right. And we do when you walk into the building in the headquarters in Omaha at HDR, right on the wall, it says, do the right things to make great things possible. I mean, that's the vision or our plan, is to make great things possible. When you come upstairs into the on the 10th floor, where the kind of the headquarters is, we literally have those values written on the wall for everybody to see. I mean, that is who we are at our core. And we're as a private company and as an employee-owned company, we always feel like we have the opportunity to stand behind our work. First of all, back to our focus on project delivery, do good work in the first place, get it right the first time. And for some reason or another, if there's a challenge or something that comes along, stand behind our work. So it's do the right thing, stand behind our work, make sure that we get it right, because the things that we build to elevate our communities and our profession, like all of the companies that you talk to, they last forever. It's our legacy. We improve communities, people's. There's a life, health, and safety component to everything that we do. So we take it very seriously that we get it right, and that we stand behind our work, and that our clients are taken care of at the end. And we feel like that's our culture. If we're doing those things, then we're going to earn the long-term enduring trust of our clients, and then the business side of it's going to take care of itself. So we work really hard to do the right thing, get it right in the first place.
Yeah. Well, John, thanks so much for talking with me today. I feel like I've learned so much more about HDR than I did know before, and I feel great to learn all of that. I knew about the employee-owned culture, but I didn't realize how powerful that could be for not only for you as the leader of the company, but also for all the employees that work for you. So it's great to learn about that and to hear about the vision you have and all the big trends that are kind of driving things in the marketplace.
It is an interesting dynamic that, from a management perspective, we have 12,500 employees, and in essence, I'm working for every single one of them. They're the owners of the company, right? So there's this little bit of dynamic of being an owner and then also being an employee, and it's kind of a dual role. And so it's interesting as we talked with our employee owners about the business and the state of business and their role in it. And it's just a fun, cool dynamic, and I'm really proud to be part of it.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, John. I really appreciate your time. For everyone who's interested in watching right now, you can check out our video description below. You can learn a little bit more about HDR. We'll have some links down there for you to check out. But once more to John, thanks so much for being here with us.
Hey, thanks, Bob. I appreciate it. Have a good day.